What's going on, guys? I'm gonna make a quick video on what I do to my side-by-side for whenever I come back from the desert. Now, I've already washed my side-by-side and nice and clean, but there's other things that I do, I don't know if you guys do it as well, that I gotta do whenever we get back. So let me go ahead and pull this out over here, and then we'll get started. So in my last video, I installed these rock knockers right over here. So whenever the paddles, they go ahead and hit up the sand, it's not destroying the arm right over here. So these did a really good job. But this trip was me actually taking it out and actually really getting it on it. So with this, you can see the trip. I have 294 miles on it so far. After I did my break-in process, my last trip, I did 98 miles of whatever, you know, full throttle, sending it up olds and everything. So when I get back from the desert, you know, like I said, I just did a quick wash of the entire thing, get all the dust off, right? And whenever I have time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the belt cover and I'm going to inspect the belt, check the clutch assembly, and then clean out my air box right over there. All right, let's take this cover off. What I'm using is 8mm and Milwaukee ratchet. This thing is amazing when taking off these bolts. Now, in order to take this one off, you gotta switch over to a 7mm. Cover's loose. Taking a look at the cover, nothing's too crazy, but if you look down here, there's a lot of sand all around where the gasket goes, so we're going to clean that up. All right, so from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to inspect the, I believe this is the P drive. I'm going to check down, look down there, make sure there's no excessive grooves, so make sure that the bearings spinning, and then these rollers right over here, make sure that they're still there. Just spin it around, they should all be complete and whole. Yeah. You could also take a look at the belt, right? Make sure it doesn't look funny. The top is not all torn apart, right? Not sure if you're gonna be able to see this. Yeah, you can see there's some grooves inside there, a little bit of grooves, but that's not too serious. I guess that happens when you idle too much, maybe. But What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go get some compressed air, and then we're just gonna go ahead and blow out all of this stuff, and you're gonna see how much crap comes out of these compartments over here as well. All right, so I got some compressed air going off of my truck to right over here, and let's just dust. All right, as you can see, there was a lot of dust that came out of all the clutches, all the rollers inside here. You want to get all that dust out so none of that, fine grit sand is, eating at your belt or, rubbing on the metal. So after that, I'll probably clean that up a little bit, reinstall it, and then we'll work on this air filter. All right, it's hard to get a camera view, but all you're doing is just removing these clips like this. 1, 2, third one up here. And then there's a fourth one right back here. Then you pop this cover off, just like so. Now you have access to the air filter. Let's take a look. So obviously this car only has just under 300 miles. I mean, it should be clean, you know what I mean? But nothing crazy coming off of here. Maybe a little bit of sand. Yeah, there's a little bit of sand in here. As you can see all of that. This is all inside the filter, so I'll blow it out with the air filter. But I'm curious to look inside here. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see, there's some oil all the way back there by the turbo. And that is the reason why I'm gonna get a oil catch can. I don't know if you guys can see, but all the way back there, there's a little opening. And that is where the air from the crankcase makes its way back into the intake. And that's where you get all your oil from. And if you look right up here, this is where one of the air tubes from somewhere right over here gets fresh air and goes into the air box. That's why it's so dusty from the desert. So what I'm gonna do right now is just clean off the inside here, around the gasket, wipe everything down over here. Go to the cover, do the same thing, clean off the gasket inside. Just gonna use some glass cleaner. I already blew that filter out, and then we'll reassemble. One quick note, if you're trying to put this cover back on, right, and whenever you're trying to clip this on and then the one all the way back there is not going on correctly, it's because it has to be aligned with the tab over here and the one back here. I'm not sure if you guys could see that, but it has to be inside the groove, right, in order for all these clips to be fully seated. And if you can't grab that last clip, this piece right here is just rubber, and you could pop it out from the other side. You just got to pull your passenger side, driver side seat forward a little bit, and then you'll have access. All right, a couple of things that I check for is underneath this cover right over here. You just pop it out. You can check your coolant, make sure it's good to go. And this box right over here. So all you gotta do is just push up on this, lift it up, and remove. As you can see, There's a lot of sand, dust in there, so make sure you just clean this really good. Clean the gasket material, because that right there just goes straight into, I believe, your airbox. Make sure you clean around the gasket as well. But moving on, one of the things I do is just make sure that my drive shafts don't have play in it. Check your bars, right? Both sides. Make sure your shocks don't look weird or anything. And then we start getting to the point where we're gonna start greasing up some fittings, right? So there's a whole bunch of grease fittings. This is obviously your sway bar right over here. Do that, and then you work your way up to the front, and then you got, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4 zert fittings for your control arms, and then you got 2 more on your sway bar. One thing that happened to me at Glamis was whenever I was going through the bowls at Glamis, I was hearing a loud thumping sound, right? So that loud thumping sound, I couldn't figure out where it was coming from, but I knew it was coming from somewhere around here. But it was only when I was going left and right through the bowls. And what I noticed is that the sway bar, it was making that noise, popping left and right. That was the noise that I was hearing. Now, it shouldn't have that much play in it, but all the way in the back behind it, there's a little I don't know, a little sleeve that's supposed to clamp onto the sway bar so it doesn't have this much motion. So that's one thing that I have to work on. But besides the zert fittings, all of that, just check your arms, check your front suspension, all of that stuff, making sure that everything looks good, everything looks tight and everything. So all of that stuff. Obviously check all your fluids, and what else? Oh, back here, making sure all over here there's nothing inside your brake parts, any rocks or any sand, all that good stuff. So make sure all your bushings are good to go. And so those are all the things that I do to my side-by-side whenever I come back from the desert. It's not that hard. You just, need to spend some time. But let me know if I missed anything. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know, put it in the comments. But I appreciate you watching the video. Thanks.